Hello everyone, happy Thursday. Thank you so much for joining me tonight. My name is Alyssa Thomas from Penguin and Fish, where we make lovely and quirky hand embroidery kits. And I'm here every weeknight at 8:30 p.m. Central Time. It's a time where we can relax and craft together for about an hour and work on projects, and we work on projects from beginning to end so you can be part of the whole process and work and learn with me. So, all right, you guys, we are back at it we're doing the Splendid Sampler 2 quilt along here. It is New Block Thursday. So on Thursdays, Jane Davidson and Pat Sloan, the authors, release 4 blocks from the book that everyone who's doing the quilt along works on. You can see a ton of them on the Splendid Sampler Facebook page. And it's just really fun to see just how different fabrics that people use can just totally change the feel of a block. So that's just really fun. So be sure to check that out. And here we are going to check out the new blocks today, but then we're going to be continuing on the There's Always One block. So let's see if I can find that one again. Here we go. This is the one that we're working on today some more. There's always one. We're going to finish this up tonight. But first we're going to check out the new blocks. So I'm going to flip you around and we'll get going on that. I think it'll maybe be a little bit of a quick night. We'll go through the blocks and I'm just going to finish up this one and we'll call it an evening, you guys. So all right, I'm going to flip you around and let's get going. All right. Here we are. Okay, there's always one. This is where we left off. Yesterday we got all of our flying geese units done and it's all laid out here ready to go. And here's that one flipped upside down. I almost forgot to do that. So by not making a mistake would have been a mistake for the actual block. But you guys caught me, so I flipped that one around just in the nick of time. So we're going to work on that later today. But I thought we'd take a look at the new blocks for this week. I have them marked here. Okay, we have Scatter by Jess Frost. Very, very cute. Man, but knowing how big these blocks are, these just are going to be the tiniest little squares. So that'll be an interesting project. That'll be kind of fun to give a go, see how well our 1/4-inch seam allowances are. This is on page 36. This might be a nice fun one to do next. I'm sticking with the pieced blocks for a little while, and that would be fun. Just these little floating squares. Okay. And we have Cuppa by Pat Sloan. She's one of the authors. So this looks like just a really nice and sweet applique project with a little bit of embroidery for the steam on that cup there. That is sweet, sweet, sweet. Oh, look how cute it is on that gingham background too. Love it. All right, that's very cute. Then I think the last two are English paper piecing. Oh, Shawnee, you did that one today. Oh, you don't have to line up the seams. Oh, that's a good bonus for the scatter one. Okay, good. Maybe we'll work on that one on Monday then. That seems like a good idea. All right, we have Winter Flower, and dang, those fabrics are so pretty, aren't they? So this is by Jody Godfrey, and this is English paper piecing. So this is where we take each shape and we wrap it around. In our case, I usually use a postcard. So, or you can use template plastic or a few layers of paper, but you're wrapping it around the piece of paper and then sewing them together by hand. So this is a by hand project. Of course, you can modify it however you want if you don't want to do it by hand. I think you can probably sew it in a different way or applique it down, but in theory, this is a by hand project. That'd be fun to do. Get some hand work in there again. Once we get tired of all the pieced blocks, we'll have to do some applique again, or some English paper piecing. And this one too. This is Split Hexie Flower. This is another English paper piecing one, but this is kind of interesting. So look, we start out by sewing 2 strips together, and that's how we get these hexagons that are kind of cut in half. So that's clever. I'm kind of excited about that. So that would be just a neat, and there's only 6 hexagons on a background. So this would be like a real quick, fun kind of intro back into English paper piecing. So I don't know, maybe that one's on our horizon too again. I'll have to keep this one in mind. But this is by Nicole Dexievich. I'm not sure I said that right at all, but here you go. Nicole, there we go. All right, cute, cute. All right, so you guys, let's finish up this block. This one's on page 13, I believe. Yeah, there we go. Okay, there's always one. I want to finish this up. So next up, we are going to sew these columns together. So instead of sewing by rows, like how we usually do, we're going to sew by columns. Oh, look, and they're pressed in a kind of little different directions on this one. So we'll have to keep an eye on that. So I'm going to keep that page open. All right, let's sew. So how I'm going to do this, just because instead of doing one column all at once, I'm going to do both at the same time. And the reason for that is I don't want to sew like these 2 together and then have to take it off my machine to sew this one and then take it off my machine and then sew this one. So I'm going to sew this seam, then I'm going to sew this seam, then I can cut this off of the machine and sew that seam, and then cut this one off, then sew that seam, cut this one off, sew that seam, cut this one off, and sew that seam. That way I can continuously keep sewing without having to constantly cut everything off of my machine. So I think that'll make sense once we get started. So I got it all laid out here. As long as the wind doesn't blow, we should be good with it all laid out. And all right, let's sew. And you guys, these are my last 2 leaders before I have to cut out more leader fabric. So I might actually have to use some scraps tonight. I only have 1 seam on this one and 1 seam on this one left. So that's not going to get us too far tonight. All right, so one thing we have to look for when we're sewing these 2 together is we don't want to clip this point. Like, we don't want to sew too far in to cut the point off, and we don't want to sew too far out so that we have that big gap. So what I'm going to do is I usually take the top and flip it down, but this time I'm going to flip up so I can see where that seam meets. So right where that X is, that's where that point is, and that's where I want to sew right over that, and that should give us our point. So I'm just going to line up the edges. Kitty scratched that over a little bit more. All right, and then I'm going to aim right for where that X is. First, get my shoe off and turn on the machine. Oh, you're doing the applique on the split Hexie flower. Nice. Zooming along, Shauna. Gosh, my needle, it feels like I have to change my needle already, and I feel like I just changed it, so I'm not liking that. It feels like it's having a hard time going through this fabric. I don't know. Time to clean everything up again. All right, so now I'm taking the 2 from the second column. So same deal, I'm going to flip this one up, and we're going to sew right through that X again. Okay, just kind of scratching it in place. Here we go. Right through that X where those seams meet. And all right, so now this is where I'm going to take off our first set and get rid of our leader there. Okay, so this was our first column. Let's just take a peek at that. Oh, there's our point. So let's see, did I sew right through that? Okay, so I have to sew maybe a little further down, but I did not lose that point, and that's what I was worried about. I don't want to lose that point. Like if I sewed it too far, then it would be like that. I would have clipped that point off. So we are in good shape there, looking cute. And all right, so I'm going to take the next one in that first column, and we'll flip that one up so we can see that cross again. Line those fellers up. This is going to be just such a sweet, cute block. Really like these simple ones. All right, aiming for that cross. Ooh, eating my fabric a little bit. There we go. All right, went through that seam and all the way to the end. Okay, now I'm going to cut off this one again. So this is the second column one. All right, we did not clip our point, which is great. All right, and let's flip this guy up. Oh my God, these fabrics are looking so cute together, I think. I mean, these two just are darling. They both have those lines in the background. Cute, 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 cute. You guys, it is my brother's birthday today. So I think he's working. He works in the evenings, but it's his birthday. So happy birthday, Jared. All right, let's snip this off. Looking good. Points are looking good. It is birthday month, actually birthday week, really, for my family. It's Jared's birthday. Yep, Jared. Oh, and you spelled it right the first time. Good job, Barbara. That is exactly how you spell Jared. That's one of those names that can be spelled a bajillion different ways. But yep, so it's Jared's birthday today. And then it's my other brother, Justin's birthday on the 8th. And then it's my mom's birthday on the 10th. So birthday month. My dad and my birthdays are the outliers of the family. But yeah, so Jared, I hope you're having a good birthday. Okay, so here is, oh, points are still looking pretty good. All right, now here's the last one. This is the one that goes upside down. So the points are not going to match for this. We're going to plop it up. What we do want to have match, though, are these angles here. So I'm going to just, you could pin them, but I think they should just probably almost line up naturally just because they fall in the same spot. But I'm going to just think about them as I sew them together. Try and make sure that they stay lined up along the way. So I'm just going to kind of watch it here, and then I'm just going to put my stiletto there to kind of act as a pin. And that is that. That's our 2 columns. So let's get our leader back in here. Oh my gosh, you guys, I might have just enough leaders. I have 1 more seam left, and we only have 1 more seam left to do here, so I might have literally the exact amount of leaders to get through this project before we start cutting these up tomorrow. So tomorrow is Finish It Friday, and we're gonna spend time with 2 new-to-me tools that should help us cut up half square triangles, because we're making, out of these squares, we're making a whole pile of half square triangles. But yeah, I'm gonna have the exact amount that I needed to have finished, which is really funny. All right, here we go. Here's our 2 columns. Let's get pressing. So let's just take a look at them quick here. This is our first row. Ah, so cute. And then this one, oh, look how sweet that square is. Oh, I like these two together. Oh, that's pretty. Okay, I like it. All right, let's give it a press. I think our iron's all heated up. So this is where I'm following the pressing instructions. So for this one, all of the seam allowances go up. And look, they're naturally wanting to do that anyway because the bulk, it's hard to press bulk. Like there's a lot of fabric here. It's hard to make it go back on itself, basically. It wants to just keep its shape, so that it's pushing this seam upward. So we're gonna go with that. So that's kind of the natural way this wants to go. So now this one, we're gonna press these two upward, and then this one goes down. So that's kind of funny. I suspect it's so we can at least nest one of these seams together to get a nice point. So our triangles meet. But all right, let's press these. Okay, row 1, they all go up. Just lay it like this. I'm just kind of holding it. I'm not really pulling it, I'm just kind of pulling so it's flat. Gonna go over each of these seams. Ugh, such a sweet block. And all those points turned out super good. So we're gonna have a lot of points to kind of line up coming up here. So we'll see how that goes. I might not be quite as good as I was at these points, but we'll take a look. All right, so now this one, these two go up, and then this one goes down. I think I'm gonna press them all up just to kind of make it easy to press, and then we'll turn around and we'll push this one back the other way. There we go. That'll work. Then we'll flip it around and squish it. Cute. All right. I like it. It's so pretty. I love that little square there. Alrighty, so next up, we just have that one seam in the middle here, but just something to look at, we have a whole pile of points to line up now. So ideally, these 2 points will meet because we'll lose the seam allowance. So these points should line up. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna flip this over. Hopefully, well, you know, we could pin it. So we could actually stick a pin through where it crosses over there and stick a pin where it crosses over here, where those seams cross. And that's how we could line it up for sure. But you know what? I think I'm going to just go for this. So I'm just going to line up the edge. This one, we actually pressed the seams in opposite directions. So this one I can kind of butt the seams together. And that should help us match the points. I'm going to give that a little clip. And then these ones, we have to match the row. So I'm just going to kind of line it up there. It's a lot of bulk, but I think we'll be okay. I'm just grabbing a clip. I got some other clips hiding underneath my table here. All right, and then this last one. I think it's just going to be helpful lining these up, especially since they're so bulky. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we are going to aim for where these cross. So now the way we pressed it, it's kind of it's kind of laying on top of where our seams cross, but it's the same thing as what we were doing earlier. We want to sew and get right where these 2 seams cross, and then we should be pretty good on the point. Ideally, you know, we're doing the same on the other side, but we're gonna we can only see one side at one side. So I'm just going to aim for the ones on this side. And I still have to kind of guess because those seams are pressed the other way, but I think we'll be okay. Then this last one we can see where those seams meet. Oh, Charlotte, you finally got some of these clips, these Wonder clips, and you love them. Yeah, they are such a good alternative to pins. The nice thing is that, you know, they just clamp down, and they're really strong too. Whereas with pins, you're kind of pushing the fabric as you put a pin in, and that can sometimes move the fabric a little bit, which we don't want. All right, so I'm going to take this off. I'm going to kind of hold it there. I'm going to peek where that seam is. All right, I can kind of feel it. It's where this triangle comes up here. So there's a lot of bulk here, so I'm trying to hold the bulk together, but I'm also aiming for this point. So got to work that bulk through the machine. All right, same thing here. All right, that triangle bit is right here. So much bulk. All right, this one should be a little bit easier to aim because we can see the seams. But again, this is the least bulky, but it's still pretty bulky. There's a lot of fabric coming together at these points. But that should be it. And this is my last leader before I'm out of leaders. So that worked out perfect. All right, and let's open this up and see what we have. And we'll give it a good press too. Okay, it looks, and the seams should be pressed open, it looks like, which is good because there's a lot of bulk here. So let's see how we did. That's not too shabby. I think maybe this row ended up a little bit lower, which I think is gonna happen kind of quite a bit just because there's so much bulk. It doesn't want to lay on top of each other. Like, look at all this bulk. You know, to get it to be right on top of each other was pretty difficult, and look, it does. You can see the shift there. But all in all, that's not bad. That too, that was a lot of bulk, so it's not perfect, but that's pretty dang good. I mean, you got to really get up close to see that. And then this one, same thing. But I think it's looking, all in all, I think we did a really good job. Yeah, far away, I can't see at all any errors in the points. So that's great. Ugh, it is so cute. I just want to show you guys it against this one yet. So here's that other kind of triangle one. So two different kind of triangles done in completely different ways. I just think these two are like kind of a neat pairing with each other there. So let's finish pressing this one. And I think we're going to call it an early night, you guys. I'm telling you, I have been, so some of you guys know, I started going to the gym again. Well, actually, going to the gym, period. I never went to the gym really, like, you know, with my own pass, really. So I started going to the Y. And I've been going every day except for on the weekend. So I think this is my second week of doing that. And I've been swimming. So I used to be on swim team, but I haven't swam in, 20 years, like laps. And so I've been doing that, and holy moly, it is totally conking me out. Like, I just am so tired and hungry. Yeah, I gotta get bulked up, exactly. I'm just so tired afterwards, which is fabulous. I feel like I'm getting super worked out and I'm really, really liking it, but oh my God, I haven't been so tired in ages. So I'm telling you, a little early night tonight is going to be good. But my goal with it is consistency, because working out, that has been like the hardest thing for me to be consistent on. And I'm convinced that that's like the key is just doing it every single day. Like, I'm not even worried about what I'm exactly doing. My goal is just to be going. And so I have it kind of built in that, like, at a certain time of day, I go over there if I'm at the office. So it's like on the way home. So I'll go on the way home and do it. And so far, that's worked great. But holy cow. If you want to be tired, go to the Y and go swimming for sure. All right, so here we are. Let's do our final check of size, just because I always like to see how close we get to our 6.5 inches. Oh, I'm quite a bit off, actually, on the height. I wonder if I can just yank on that a little bit. But yeah, I'm a good 1/4 inch off up there. Sheesh, I must have, well, I didn't clip any corners. Yeah, just cutting it close, I suppose. All in all, not too shabby. I'm really happy with this block. And I just really like these 2 blocks next to each other. I think that's just kind of fun. Two different mountain poses there. So, all right, you guys, I am going to flip you around. I'm going to show you again. I'll show you here before we go. This is what we're going to be doing tomorrow. We are going to play with these slotted trimmers. And oh, here they are. I haven't even opened them yet. Slotted trimmers and block lock rulers. Block lock. These both are tools specially made for working on half square triangles. So again, here is a half square triangle unit. It's made to trim them down to the right size. So we are going to spend tomorrow, it's Finish It Friday, which is the first Friday of the month. We are going to work on cutting out all of my leaders that I've been making. All of these guys. I got a whole basket full of them now. So we'll trim these down, and then we can start sewing them together too. It's like a magic project that we're making, because it's just used for our leaders on the sewing machine. So we magically have like a whole nother project made while we work on another project. I'm pretty stoked. So we're going to test out these 2 products tomorrow. I don't have links on this post for it, but I will be sure to put links to both of these tomorrow. So we'll kind of do like a unboxing and testing of all of these. I'm pretty excited. I haven't used either before, so we'll give it a go. So all right, you guys, I'm going to flip you around and I'll show you this block, and I will call it an evening here. Hello. So thanks for the quick evening tonight. Here we are. There's something about this block. I just think it's so sweet. I really like the colors and the background that we picked for this one. So I'm stoked. This will be a fun one to quilt too as well, I'm thinking. So all right, you guys, again, we'll play with the slotted trimmers and the block lock rulers tomorrow. That will be at 8:30 p.m. Central here on the Penguin and Fish page. We'll do a little comparison and a test and unboxing for those. And yeah, this will be up on YouTube at Penguin and Fish Movies on YouTube. And I will see you guys tomorrow. Have a fabulous evening. Good night.